Sullivan Ballou was a member of the Rhode Island House of Representatives and a major in the Union Army with the 2nd Rhode Island Infantry. On July 21, 1861, during the First Battle of Bull Run, Ballou was struck by a cannonball. He died of his injuries a week later, July 29, 1861. He was 32 years old. He was survived by his 2 sons and his wife Sarah. He was first interred at the Sudley Church Cemetery in Virginia. Ashes believed to be his remains were reinterred here at Swan Point Cemetery in Providence, Rhode Island, the same cemetery where Ambrose Burnside and H.P. Lovecraft are interred. His wife Sarah would never remarry, and she was laid to rest beside her husband in 1917 at 80 years old. A week before the first Battle of Bull Run, Sullivan Ballou wrote a letter to his wife. This letter has been featured in many different programs about the Civil War, most of them in an edited format. I shall now read this letter. This version was found on the Wikipedia page for Sullivan Ballou. Those watching this video may have heard this letter before, but I believe this may be the first time it has been read in a proper Rhode Island accent. July the 16th, 1861. Washington, D.C. My very dear Sarah, the indications are very strong that we shall move in a few days, perhaps tomorrow. Lest I should not be able to write you again, I feel impelled to write lines that may fall under your eye when I shall be no more. Our movement may be one of a few days' duration and full of pleasure, and it may be one of severe conflict and death to me. Not my will, but thine own God be done. If it is necessary that I should fall on the battlefield for my country, I am ready. I have no misgivings about, or lack of confidence in, the cause in which I am engaged, and my courage does not halt or falter. I know how strongly American civilization now leans upon the triumph of the government, and how great a debt we owe to those who went before us through the blood and suffering of the Revolution, and I am willing, perfectly willing, to lay down all my joys in this life, to help maintain this government, and to pay that debt. But, my dear wife, when I know that with my own joys I lay down nearly all of yours, and replace them in this life with cares and sorrows, when, after having eaten for long years the bitter fruit of orphanage myself, I must offer it as their only sustenance to my dear little children, it is weak or dishonorable, while the banner of my purpose floats calmly and proudly in the breeze, that my unbounded love for you, my darling wife and children, should struggle in fierce though useless contest with my love of country. Sarah, my love for you is deathless. It seems to bind me to you with mighty cables that nothing but omnipotence could break, and yet my love of country comes over me like a strong wind, and bears me irresistibly on with all these chains to the battlefield. The memories of the blissful moments I have spent with you come creeping over me, and I feel most gratified to God and to you that I have enjoyed them so long, and hard it is for me to give them up and burn to ashes the hopes of future years, when, God willing, we might still have lived and loved together, and seen our sons grow up to honorable manhood around us. I have, I know, but few and small claims upon divine providence, but something whispers to me, perhaps it is the wafted prayer of my little Edgar, that I shall return to my loved ones unharmed. If I do not, my dear Sarah, never forget how much I love you, and when my last breath escapes me on the battlefield, it will whisper your name. Forgive my many faults, and the many pains I have caused you. How thoughtless and foolish I have often been. How gladly would I wash out with my tears every little spot upon your happiness, and struggle with all the misfortune of this world to shield you and my children from harm. But I cannot. I must watch you from the spirit land, and hover near you, while you buffet the storms with your precious little freight, and watch with sad patience till we meet to part no more. But oh, Sarah, if the dead can come back to this earth and flit unseen around those they loved, I shall always be near you, in the brightest day and in the darkest night, amid your happiest scenes and gloomiest hours, always, always. And if there be a soft breeze upon your cheek, it shall be my breath, or the cool air fans your throbbing temple, it shall be my spirit passing by. Sarah, do not mourn me dead. Think I am gone, and wait for me, for we shall meet again. As for my little boys, they will grow as I have done, and never know a father's love and care. Little Willie is too young to remember me long, and my blue-eyed Edgar will keep my frolics with him among the dimmest memories of his childhood. Sarah, I have unlimited confidence in your maternal care and your development of their characters. Tell my 2 mothers his and hers I call God's blessing upon them. Oh, Sarah, I wait for you there. Come to me, and lead thither my children. Sullivan. I'd like to thank Anita and everyone else who works at Swan Point Cemetery for helping me with this, and thank you all for watching.